will lead the charge down into turn 1. Patterson to the outside of Johnson, battling second spot. He'll take that position off turn 2. Then it's Johnson and Tyson. Jeff Kohn out front by about 5 car lengths over Chris Patterson. Joe Johnson maintaining third. Scott Tyson will drop to the inside through turns 3 and 4 to make a run at Johnson. White flag, final lap in our Kentucky Fried Chicken Dash for Cash here at the Crystal Motor Speedway. It's still Jeff Kohn out front. Chris Patterson in the second spot. Johnson and Tyson to round out the field as they come around to the checkered flag. It'll be Kohn to win the Kentucky Fried Chicken Cash in the 25 car. Okay, we line them up, try it again. George Baker on the pole in the orange 37 on the outside. Ron Hodges in the yellow and red number 5 going for the green. 10 laps of racing. Hodges leads that charge down into turn 1. Baker for the second slot, side by side behind him. Baker gets a little wide, gets it right at that. Rich Risley down on the inside for second spot now in the A11. Dave Harris to the inside of Baker now for that number 3 spot. Still Ron Hodges Jr. out front, unchallenged so far. Rich Risley in that second spot with the A11. Still a battle for the third spot between Baker and the 37 car. Dave Harris in the 411. Then it's Rod Patterson, Tom Duzin, Don Biddle, 91 of Rusty Schlenk, and the 711 car of Dave Bruckner. Side by side battle for fifth spot. Duzin to the outside of Patterson as they head off turn 4. Little smoke starting to show out of the A11, the second place car of Rich Risley. Ron Hodges out front, pulling away unchallenged for the lead in that red and yellow number 5. Rich Risley in that smoking A11 hanging on to second spot. Dave Harris sneaking by on the inside now with a 411. He'll claim the third spot. Baker back to fourth, but Duzin closing fast in the yellow number 10. He'll drop to the inside off turn 4, and he'll move into that number 4 position. Tom Duzin up the 4th spot now. Trouble up in turn 4. It's the 91 car, young Rusty Schlenk, swapping ends over there in the 4th turn. He set sideways in front of traffic. We slow the field here. Back underway. All chasing the leader, Ron Hodges Jr. in the number 5. Tom Duzin to go to the high side of Harris down the backstretch. Look out, spinner on the backstretch. It's the 37 at George Baker. He'll slide to a stop midway down the backstretch. And the yellow flag will fly. Doesn't get it underway in time. Harris, Tom Duzin, Don Biddle. Excuse me, Rod Patterson, then Don Biddle, and Dave Bruckner in the 711. We're back underway. Once again, Tom Duzin up to the high side to make a bid for the number 3 spot. Pulls even with Dave Harris. They'll drag race down to turn 3 for the number 3 spot. Off turn 4, Tom Duzin makes the pass, good for third, and that number 10 working right up on the cushion of the racetrack. Stays right up there, and he'll set his sights on Rich Risley's A11 car. Don Biddle to the inside of Patterson now as they battle for 5th as a white flag flies. Final lap. A lot of smoke out of that A11 of Rich Risley. Tom Duzin trying to close in on his final lap and nab 2nd spot. Ron Hodges Jr., unchallenged, will take the checkered flag, and heat event number 1 with a 5 car. 2nd spot up for grabs. Up the rear. Oh, there's Phil Hendershot in the 06 car. So we've got 9 cars. Evidently, Brennan Bowen having problems with the B1. He stays in the pits to make repairs. We're going green this time by. Mark Skelton on the gas pretty quick there as they head off turn 4, and he sneaks out number 9 down on the inside to challenge Zell. Ron Zell out front to number 33. He'll lead the first lap. Then it's Mark Skelton and Matt Mead running in the 3rd spot. 4th, Lauren Hendrick in the 482 car. 5th, Jim Mad Dog Kelly in the 41E. Hendrick to the high side of Mead. He'll take 3rd off the 2nd turn. Now Kelly trying the inside of Mead for that 4th spot. Jim Kelly down on the inside, moves a 41E car around Matt Mead for the number 4 position. Good battle behind him. Back in the back of the pack as they slice and dice for position back there. It's still Ron Zell out front of the pack in the number 33 machine. Mark Skelton hanging on to 2nd, then it's Lauren Hendrick, Jim Kelly, Matt Mead, and Dan Neiman. Here comes Phil Hendershot. Now he breaks loose of the traffic in the back of the pack with the 06, trying to work his way toward the front. Hey, Leo. Leo Pago. Lauren Hendrick trying to close in on Mark Skelton for that number 2 spot. Skelton will go high, Hendrick will go low off turn 2. They'll drag race down the back chute. 3 wide behind him for the 5th spot as they approach turn 3. Ron Zell still in command. Mark Skelton with his hands full trying to hang on to 2nd spot. Lauren Hendrick all over him, high and low with that 482 car. Jim Kelly maintaining 4th. And Matt Mead takes the number 8 back to the pit area. Dan Neiman now battling with Phil Hendershot for the number 4 spot as they streak down into turn 1. Ron Zell a little wide in turn 4. He collects it. Able to maintain that lead, but Mark Skelton closing in now as they enter turn 1. Skelton will go high on your leader. Ron Zell having a little trouble now down on the inside. Hendrick getting by, as does Kelly. Ron Zell back to 4th spot. He's off the pace just a bit. Now it's Phil Hendershot up to challenge. White flag flying. Now it's Hendrick having trouble off the 4th turn. Jim Kelly makes his way to 2nd. Here comes Hendershot from the rear of the field to battle for 3rd now in the 06. Skelton coming down for the checkered flag. He'll get there first. Jim Kelly in the 2nd slot. Then it's Hendrick, Hendershot, and Dan Neiman. Then it's Richard Neiman and the 22 car of John McNitch.
To a former Pro Stock Track champion, it'll be Rob Burns. On the outside, in the number 09, it'll be Brock Coxwell. Row 2, Jay Van Dyke in the green and white, 77. Mount Pleasant's Mike Powell starts on the outside in the number 2 car as we're underway. Row 3, it's going to be Big Block Bob Flynn in the number 02. Mark Powell on the outside in the 1 car. Rusty Seaver in the 18. Off turn 4, race leader after lap number 1 is going to be Brock Coxwell. Kurt Messman and Bill Drobelot Jr. bring up the rear in cars number 66 and the 35. Here's the challenge now for 2nd. Powell in the 2 car. Make that Mike Powell making his way up into 2nd place now down here off turn 4. Brock Coxwell getting a challenge down to the inside in turn 2. Drag race down the backstretch. It's Coxwell putting the 09 car back up in front. Rob Burns, Bob Flynn challenging right now for 3rd and 4th. Mark Powell brings the number 1 car up into 5th place. Top 2 drivers, Coxwell and Mike Powell running 1st and 2nd. Now slowly strutting away from 3rd place, Rob Burns in the blue and yellow number 22 car. And on the charge on the outside, here comes Ionia's Bob Flynn in the number 02, putting it to the outside in that second turn. A little bit too high as Burns able to fight him off. Meanwhile, up in front, down off turn 4, Coxwell in the 09 car once again, getting a challenge by Mike Powell. And now for third, Big Black Bob trying to get a wheel on the outside now over Burns. He's got it. Likewise for first and second. Mike Powell now to the outside. Laps winding down here in the third Way Model Heat event here tonight at the Crystal Motor Speedway. New leader down into 1 and 2. It's Mike Powell out front by half a car. Here comes Cogswell back to the inside. Big Black Bob goes to third spot. Laps winding down as they come off turn number 4. It's Powell now. Mike Powell, the leader up in the number 2 car. Cogswell surrendering back into second. Big Black Bob moves up into third. Rob Burns sits back in the 4th spot. Off turn 4 another time. Mike Powell now looking to stretch out the lead in that 2 car by 1 full car length over second place. Brock Cogswell. Big Black Bob in the 02 car sitting in the 3rd spot. White flag will be waving this time around as they come down off turn 4. Rob Burns still sits back into 4th spot. Mark Powell in the 1 car rides back into 5th. Then it will be Jay Van Dyke, Bill Trueblood Jr., Rusty Seaver, and Kurt Mesman. Here we go off turn 4. This will be for the win. Mike Powell gets it done, followed by Brock Cogswell. Third will go to a fast closing. Bob Flynn in the number 02.
Dan DeLong, beside him Rusty Meisner in the red or black and white 11M. Eric Chan inside row 2 in the 96. Mike Robinson on the outside in the X car. Jeff Chapko inside row 3 in the 87. Joe Johnson beside him in the 114. Then it's Jeff Kohn in the 25. Scott Tyson in the 110. Our fast qualifier Chris Patterson in the 0 car. We're underway. It's Rusty Meisner out to the early lead. Dan DeLong for second. Then it's Mike Robinson, Eric Chant. Side-by-side battle with Joe Johnson and Jeff Chapko. Chant down on the inside, battling for the 3rd spot, but working that outside groove. Mike Robinson able to maintain 3rd. Chapko working the inside groove now with the 87, makes his way to 4th spot. Jeff Chapko on the move, working right down in the bottom of the racetrack with the 87, now challenging Robinson for the 3rd spot. 3 wide down the front stretch. Joe Johnson up high in the 114, excuse me, up to 5th now. Rusty Meisner takes off and hides from the pack with the number 11M. Good battle for the 3rd spot now. Dan DeLong second. Then it's Chapko, Robinson, Johnson, Chant, Kohn, Tyson, and Patterson. Side by side for second. Chapko working that inside groove, puts the 87 into the number 2 slot now. Straightaway advantage for your leader, Rusty Meisner in the 11M. Jeff Chapko second, unchallenged. Then it's Dan DeLong, Mike Robinson, Joe Johnson, Jeff Kohn, now Patterson up in the rear of the field. Joe Johnson down on the inside of Robinson to move into that number 4 spot. He'll set his sights on Dan DeLong as they head through turn 4. Johnson working a low groove. Puts that 114 up in the 3rd spot now. A lot of fierce racing for position back in the pack behind your leader, Rusty Meisner, still with a straightaway advantage over Jeff Chapko in the 87. Joe Johnson 3rd in the 114, 4th Dan DeLong in the 20 car, 5th now. Jeff Kohn in the 25 as he'll challenge DeLong down the front chute. Then it's Scott Tyson, Chris Patterson, Mike Robinson, and Eric Chan. Kohn down on the inside of DeLong for the 4th spot. White flag flying for your leader, Rusty Meisner. Final circuit in heat event number 4 for the super late models. Your leader, Rusty Meister, into turn 4 for the final time. He'll be the first one to the checkered flag and take the win. Chapko will finish in that second slot with the 87 car. Then it's Joe Johnson, Jeff Kohn, Scott Tyson, Dan DeLong, Chris Patterson, Mike Robinson, and Eric Chan. On the outside, the blue 22. Phil Hendershot inside row 2 in the 06. Brennan Bowen alongside in the B1. Then it's Rich Neiman in 27, Lauren Hendrick in the 482, Ron Zell in 33, Rusty Schlink in the yellow 91. Tom Dusen in 10, Dave Bruckner in the 711, Rich Risley in the 811, and George Baker in the 37. Top 3 will go to the feature as Phil Hendershot drops down to the inside. He moves out front with the 06. Phil Hendershot starting the 3rd slot, moves out front on lap number 1. Now it's Brennan Bowen working on Rob Burns for that 2nd spot. Jay Van Dyke back to 4th. In the 5th spot now, looks like Lauren Hendrick in the 482 machine. Richard Neiman working him over on the inside line with that number 27. Brennan Bowen off the pace just a bit, back on the throttle of that B1. Brennan Bowen in that B1 left the racetrack a couple hours ago, went back to Sheridan and changed the motor in that car. Something not just right as he's off the pace now after running up front in the early laps. Phil Hendershot out front by a half a straightaway now in the 06 machine. Rob Burns hanging on the 2nd slot in the 22. Jay Van Dyke in the 77, 3rd. Then it's Lawrence Hendrick, 4th in the 482. Side-by-side battle for 5th spot. Down on the inside, 13-year-old driver Rusty Schlink in at 91. Battle with Richard Neiman in the 27 for the 5th position. Phil Hendershot with a straightaway over the rest of the field to the 06 machine. Rob Burns hanging on to 2nd spot unchallenged. 3rd, Jay Van Dyke in a 77B. Then it's Lauren Hendrick, Rusty Schlink, Tom Dusen, Rich Neiman, and Ron Zell rounding out the field to 7-11 of Dave Bruckner. Phil Hendershot with a full straightaway advantage. There's your leader, the 06. Now entering turn 1. Here's the 2nd place car, the 22 of Rob Burns. Jay Van Dyke 3rd in the 77. Then it's the 482 of Lauren Hendrick in that 4th slot. 5th, young Rusty Schlink in the 91. 6th spot, Tom Dusen in the yellow number 10. There's the white flag for your leader, Phil Hendershot in the 06. Final lap. Jay Van Dyke trying to close in on Burns and challenge that number 2 position. He'll have to settle for 3rd by the looks of things. There's your winner, Phil Hendershot, by a full straightaway advantage in the 06. Rob Burns for 2nd, Jay Van Dyke 3rd, then Lauren Hendrick, Rusty Schlink, Tom Dusen, Rich Neiman, Ron Zell, and Dave Bruckner. Those top 3 finishers will be out later on in our late model feature event.
Junior and Greg Cooper, if he came back out, no. He's had a tough day, so I don't see Greg Cooper out there in the number 2. Brock Coxwell out front, but here comes Trueblood in the 35. He is right down on the inside that nose, just underneath the rear end of that 09. Then there's a scramble behind him. Billy Trueblood leading lap number 1 in that number 35. Coxwell will take it back, go down the back stretch. Dan Neiman sitting in the the third spot, but it's like a 4-car dash up front. They're side by side for the first 4 spots. Brock Cogswell now pulling away just a bit. True Blood in the 35 stays down low. Then it's the 22 of McNinch. Getting out of shape, loses that third spot now as Neiman takes it away. Car off the track, back on. It's the number 8 of Matt Mead. Brock Cogswell leads him back down again to complete another lap here in this C main. McNinch and Neiman side by side for the third and final transfer spot. McNinch is in the 22. Neiman in the number 7. Neiman now with the third spot, but that's not what McNinch has to say about that as he pokes right back on the inside to take the third spot away. They come across the line. Neiman with third spot as they cross the line. A lot of side-by-side racing here in the middle of the pack. Neiman holding on. Skelton also getting into the mix now, and at number 9, he pulls on the outside of McNinch's number 22. It's Cogswell by himself, True Blood and Neiman your top 3. Now the battle for 4th, McNinch and Mark Skelton. McNinch doing a good job down on the low side, but everyone else just has more momentum coming out of the turns now as Skelton in that number 9 takes a slight advantage on that number 22. That position for not though, as it's Neiman holding the final transfer spot. Neiman in that 7 doing everything he can to hold out the challenges of Skelton and McNinch, as Skelton will take the 4th spot outright and pull out in front of McNinch's number 22. Later goes into turn 1. He's by himself. It's Brock Cogswell in the 09. Former champion Bill Trueblood in the 35 sits second with Neiman in third. Skelton will look to try to take that third spot now. He slides it up on the inside, loses some ground however. Skelton looked to try it again. Not enough momentum on the low side. He'll out horsepower Neiman down the backstretch and poke his nose in going into turn 3. White flag for your leader, 1 lap to go. Brock Cogswell with 1 more lap to go and 1 more lap to see if Mark Skelton can get around that third place car of Dan Neiman. Skelton on the inside. He pulls up right alongside, gasses it, slides it, takes that position away. Your winner's going to be Cogswell. Trueblood will finish second, and Mark Skelton will finish third, and Neiman's day is over in the D7. He held him off for the first 11 laps, not able to hold on.
Ready to go, green flag racing the next time around, making up the final starting row. In the number 77, it'll be Jay Van Dyke, and on the outside from Mount Pleasant, the number 9 car of Mark Skelton. Full center, Rusty Seaver with the 18, and on the outside, Dan DeLong set the pace in row number 1, and here they come up, turn 4. The green flag is out. Seaver takes it to the inside. He gets the lead coming up on turn number 2. Dan DeLong wheels up on the outside in the number 20 car. Eric Chance scoots his way up into third in the red and yellow number 96 car. Going to 4th, it'll be the X car of Mike Robinson. Jeff Kohn and Rusty Meisner side by side for 5th and 6th. Seaver leads the charge entering turn 3. Now challenging for 2nd. Chan brings it to the inside of the 96 car. Dan DeLong in the number 20. Looking to fend him off as they move down to the turns number 1 and 2. Robinson sitting in the 4th spot. Here comes Kohn in the red 25 car. And up on the outside in the 11 is Rusty Meisner. And Joe Johnson will follow him through in the number 114. Rusty Seaver out to about 3 or 4 car lengths lead over DeLong in the number 20. Eric Chance settles back into 3rd spot. Robinson doing everything he can to hold on to 4th in the X car. Kohn takes over the 5th spot. Then it's Rusty Meisner, Joe Johnson, Mike Powell, and then the 87 car, Jeff Champko. Then it will be Scott Tyson, Mark Powell, and Chris Patterson. Seaver continues to build up that lead. And a challenge now is a 3-car battle for second spot. Jeff Kohn in the 25, going underneath Eric Chant for third in turn 4. Dandy Long in the number 20 car, trying to hold on to second spot. Kohn, meanwhile, working the bottom groove. And now Robinson in the X. Challenging now, moving up into 4th. Bill Troblon Jr. takes it to the infield in the number 35 car. Seaver in the 18 car, out front by nearly 7 or 8 full car lengths. Good battle for second, shaping up. Kohn to the inside of the 25 car, challenging DeLong off turn 4. And he gets it done here on the front straightaway, moving up into turn number 1. Kohn to the inside. Here comes DeLong. He's not giving up yet, gang, in that number 20. Side by side, rounding turn 4. Kohn now with the advantage in that red 25 car. Moving up into second. That'll drop DeLong back into third. Robinson says 4th. Then it's Eric Chant, Mike Powell. Battle right now with Joe Johnson in the number 114. And the number 11, Rusty Meisner. Jeff Chapko, Scott Tyson, Mark Powell, Bill Hendershot. All challenge next in our late model feature. Bob Flynn in the 02, losing several spots back there on the back straightaway. Jeff Kohn is now reeled in. Race leader, Rusty Seaver, as they go down into turn 3. He's really cut the lead now from them 7 or 8 car lengths down to a half a car length. Kohn reeling it down to the inside, down into 1 and 2. Rusty Seaver looking to fight him off as they come out that second turn. Drag race heading up into 3. Kohn to the inside. Seaver now surrendering that lead. Jeff Kohn is now the new race leader in that red 25 car. Seaver settles back into second. Dan DeLong is in the 3rd spot. Then it's going to be Mike Robinson in the X. Eric Chant runs 5th in the 96. Then it's Mike Powell, Joe Johnson, Rusty Meisner, Jeff Chapko, Scott Tyson, and Mark Powell. Halfway home this time by, 15 down, 15 to go. Chris Patterson in at number 0, getting it right up on 3 wheels, and that yellow machine coming up that second turn. Jeff Kohn's lead built up to half a straightaway, roughly 10 or 15 car lengths separating. Now first and second, Rusty Seaver in the 18 car. Now has his hands full with Dan DeLong, Mike Robinson, and now Mike Powell. He'll also make things exciting in that number 2 car. 4-car battle for second, third, 4th, and 5th. And also on the charge is Joe Johnson in the number 114. Robinson in the X now slides his way up into 3rd spot. Dan DeLong working the outside groove. Trying to challenge now with Mike Powell for the 4th spot in that number 2 car. Powell to the inside, now fighting his way up into 4th. Joe Johnson in number 114, also trying to work up on the inside in the bottom. Jeff Kohn in the number 25 car. Now nearly a full straightaway has been built up between 1st and 2nd with just 10 more laps to go. Rusty Seaver trying everything he can in the 18 to hold on to 2nd spot. Robinson, Powell running 3rd and 4th, and now Joe Johnson looking to take the inside of Dan DeLong, almost losing it down there in turn 3 and 4. Dan DeLong keeps that number 20 car up in front of Joe Johnson for the moment. Laps winding down in our late model feature. It's still Seaver in that second spot. Robinson, Mike Powell, Joe Johnson has now moved up into fifth. Dandy Long running sixth, and now Jeff Chapko in the number 87 car. Making a strong move on the bottom. Coming with them is Eric Chan in the number 96. They'll be followed by Scott Tyson, Mark Powell. Then it will be Phil Hendershot, Brock Cotswell, and Rusty Meisner. Dandy Long continues to run up on the high groove. Eric Chan goes underneath, and now Scott Tyson in the green, white and black number 1 car will do likewise coming off turn 4. 5 laps remaining in our late model feature. Once again, rounding turn 4. Race leader Jeff Kohn comfortably out front by a full straightaway. It's Seaver still sitting in second spot. Robinson, Powell, Johnson, Chapko. A 5-car freight train for second, third, fourth, fifth, and the 6th positions with less than 5 to go. Trouble in turn 4. Jay Van Dyke takes a spin, but everything's in motion. No caution flag. Rusty Seaver now looking to break away from Mike Robinson for second and third. Laps winding down. White flags out for Jeff Kohn in car 25. Half a lap to go for the 25 car. Checker flags going to be waving as they come down off turn 4. 2 in a row for Jeff Kohn. He'll be followed by Rusty Seaver, Mike Robinson, Mike Powell, Joe Johnson, Jeff Chapko, Eric Chance, Scott Tyson, Mark Powell, Phil Hendershot, Dandy Long, Brock Cogswell, Rusty Meister, Chris Patterson, Bob Flynn. Well, last week he was way behind in the feature, and things came out his way. And tonight, here he is, gang, climbing out from the number 25. Give it up for the feature winner in the 25, Jeff Kohn. 2 in a row for the 2000 racing season. And folks, as the evening winds down, a lot of you are leaving. We want